Now, the next thing that I want to teach you is another level of DAX. This is about like, you see, in VBA, we can create the steps. In Power BI also, we can create the steps, step by step, the things happen. So far in the DAX, whenever we created the DAX, we have never actually created a 2-step, 3-step sort of that DAX. I mean, we always used one function and that's it. Function in function, that's it, isn't it? For your own ease, writing a big DAX functions where you require a lot of things, they also give you the flexibility of writing the DAX step by step, like a coding, isn't it? So if you go in Python or if you go in VBA or even in Power Query, what happens? What do you do basically? You start writing here the code like this, then this, then this, and basically all these are intra-related. I mean, nothing is here which has of no use. Sometimes this line has a connection with this or maybe this, So it's always the exchange of information that is happening, isn't it? And same thing happens in the Power Query also. In the Power Query also, if you remember, if I take you to the Power Query, when these steps are written, I think I haven't shown you that window yet. I've shown you the Power Query front page only. But if you just go here in the View tab, in the Advanced Editor, you see that these are basically the steps. And this is what you learn in the M code. You start writing these by yourself. So here, every step, this step is using the previous step, as you can see, change type. And here, if you come in the change type, it's going to use the previous step, which is deploy data table. I mean, like this. So they also, in the DAX also, we can do the same thing. I'll give you one very basic example. Okay. So let's go in the new measure. Let's create a DAX which can join the two simple text values like hello DAX. I want to create a hello DAX here, isn't it? I want to create a hello DAX here. Now you can definitely go and write here hello DAX, isn't it? Like this. And you can press enter. No, I'm not talking about that. I want two variables to be created. See this. Let's have some space here. Okay, like this. And of course you can increase this size also. What I'm doing, I'm on my this keypad, I'm basically trying to that increase the distance between my two fingers, like I'm going away in the different direction, isn't it? Like you go and zoom the Excel screen, same way. So this way also, I mean, you can do. I'm just going to minimize this. Okay, see. First of all, you have to obviously write the DAX name. What I'm going to write here is the name, let's say, new DAX. New DAX method. Okay. Now let's come to the next line. Please press Alt Enter. No enter. Enter means you're coming out of this window. Okay. So I'm going to use Alt Enter. I'll see the line number 2 is coming. Now I'll create one variable. Variable is created in, as I said, everywhere in every programming language. Think of it like a program you're creating. You have to write the variable var. It's mandatory. Then you give the name of the variable. Don't give any space, and you don't put any special symbols. I'm just going to create here the variable called my value 1, which is equals to hello, double quotes actually. Let's go to the next line. Alt Enter. Again var. The next variable I want to create my value 2, and this is what I want. Correct? Alt Enter. Now what do you want? I want to join them. So I'm going to create another var. Let's say final equals to my val 1 and my val 2. See, they start appearing here. If you know the VBA, especially the VBA because in Excel, it's a Microsoft product. This is very easy for anyone. But otherwise also, basically you are using the variables, and these variables right now having the hello index as a fixed value, but it can be another DAX also. You can put here anything. That's the beauty of this. Okay. So I'm just going to concatenate this like this. And now finally, when I'm done, what I will do as a rule, the next time when you go, you have to write return word. What do you want to return? This is very important. Okay. Tab, Alt Enter. I actually want this final. I want this variable here. So this is how the entire thing works. Okay. By this name, the tags will be created. And what happens inside this tags, this is all about this. So it means that I can have a lot of calculations happening in the same window, isn't it? That will be very easy for me to use one DAX inside the another DAX, isn't it? Then I don't have to create separate DAXes maybe, because you see, if I write here some calculate function, that is basically the value that scalar value that calculate returns, that goes here, that be here. And I'm using that all that in the one window. Let's click here. Let's see that. What is the value we have? Return you have to write always, please remember. Okay, let's come out of this actually. So you see, this is my new DAX method. And I'm going to put this in the DAX 6. See, now we show, because I have just concatenated this. See, this is how the hello DAX is created. Okay. Now, same way, let's take one more example. So what if I have to add two values? Numbers, right? So let me just keep this as 22. Okay. So again, let's go to the new measure. You have to add the two numbers. That is the question number 2. So first of all, I'll give this a DAX name, which is always the case. So question number 2. And new method, new DAX method. Any two numbers, let's say I want to add. Okay, let me create some space. You can also just, you don't really need to click here. You'll just say Alt Enter, and you see, you have the lines. So the first line is, I'll create a variable. You have to create a variable, otherwise you will not get the answer. Variable, let's say I create a variable called num1 equals to 2, right? If I press enter now, I wanted to press Alt Enter, but you see, if I by mistake have pressed the enter, this is basically I'm trying to execute the formula, right? So please press Alt actually enter. Otherwise, this is what you will get. Syntax is incorrect. Okay, so now there's another variable which is number 2, and this is actually, let's say 5. Alt enter, finally return. Now in the return, what I want to do, sorry, again I pressed enter, Alt enter. So what if I say num1 plus num2? I'm not actually additionally creating a variable like final something or total num1 plus num2 and then returning the same variable. I'm just adding them here. Just want to see if this also works or not, isn't it? Right. So let's go and put this value here. And you see, I've got the answer. Okay. So this is cool, isn't it? So it means we can add as many steps as we want. This is very powerful. This wasn't there when the DAX was introduced. So, okay. Now, same way, let's say, if I have to subtract the cost from the sales using the same approach, how I can do that? Now, you have a table here. Let's create a table actually. So, we have here sales and the cost. You know that. This is your cost. And this is your sales. We want to subtract these two, right? Can we do that? Yes, we can do that. How I'm going to do that? So basically, we are learning that it's not just the fixed numbers that I can supply here. I can also use the field values. Actually, the purpose of learning this is to use the fields only, not having these, the dummy numbers. So let's get the DAX. Okay, so I'll just copy this actually. new measure. So we'll create two variables. Question number 3. And let me delete all. So what I want, alt enter, alt enter. I want actually a variable called total cost, for example. Total cost. I'll put the underscore total cost equals to what is sum the cost. I'm writing the formula. I can use the DAX also if it is there. Alt enter. And then I want another variable which is total sale equals to sum and then save like this. Right? Now alt enter. I say that I want, because we want the result. So I say result equals to total cost minus total sales. Or you can do the other way around as well. Let's use the sales actually. Total sales minus total cost. If the number is positive, it means we have done well. And then return. And sorry, alt enter and the result. That is what I need. Okay. So make sure you have all the things in properly in place. If you don't put the variable, you do any no space, you get the error. Okay. So now let's see. Okay. So we're getting it something wrong. Why? This is it's showing me as 0. Okay. That's interesting. So now what's wrong here? This is the result. Oh, sorry. Cost actually. I'm subtracting the same. All right. All right. You see, we have this answer here now. Okay. It's minus 4n. It's minus 4m. And this is what I'm seeing here. Okay. Now, is this correct actually? Because let's see here what we have cost in the same. So cost is 305467.
So we have taken the overall cost.
This is also the overall cost.
But the overall cost is, I think we had calculated the item saved and then cost and the total of that cost. That is much different.
Once again, yeah, maybe you're right, but I need to figure it out. So this number which is coming right now, the cost. What is my cost?
Overall cost about sales.
Yes, this is the cost, right? This
But
is,
in
this
writing the DAX,
yeah, sum. Okay. Once again, this is the overall. So here, yes. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, once again, overall cost. First of all, overall cost is not my header. Yes. Actually, it is an header, but it is created today only when I was explaining you. So you're right. I wanted to actually use this cost, because this is overall. It means it's adding this one, obviously. So where is my data? Yes. So if you remember, this is the overall cost. Okay, this basically is multiplied with this and this. This is the number. Okay, I created this not today, maybe before. So this field actually, I never wanted it. It's actually so you found the error. So on the one side, sales, and the another side, actually I typed in just the cost. It may have come and I pressed enter. Okay. I think now it's fine. Okay. Let's press enter. I want to tell you one more very interesting thing. Now, these are the things you keep learning with the time. I mean, you are not here to learn these things. You are here to learn basically to make your fundamentals clear. Otherwise, these things, there are tons of the things, tips and tricks on Power BI, on the internet. What I'm saying is now this is working perfect. And let's just put this. So sales, yeah. Now, okay. So that's the difference. Fine. Now, obviously, if you put the slicer here, I mean, these things will also change, isn't it? I mean, rest everything remains the same. If I'm going to see this data, the date wise, yeah. So now let's just remove all these things. Just right click here. You see that it's coming like this, right? Now see this DAX which I've created here. This is fine, no doubt. But what if I say that that instead of this minus, can we not have some arrow sign showing in the downward direction or upward direction? We can do that, and you can do this anywhere, not just here, anywhere. So basically, what happens? So these icons, how are you going to get that? Let me show you. Let's go inside the formula first. This is our formula, right? Okay. Now here, what I want that if the number is negative, if the result is negative, for example, how do you use that negative arrow? Otherwise, positive arrow. And then finally, my plan is that I'm going to concatenate this with this thing here, isn't it? So what we will do, we will either I can compare this with this and then have those arrows, or maybe after the result here, what I will do, I will simply go and say that, let's say sign, or maybe arrow, or maybe symbol equals to, now see this, I'm saying if result variable, if it is less than 0, I want here some arrow. Press the window and that the period on your laptop window. Sorry. Window with that period sign. Full stop, which comes before your the question mark, where you have the backslash and the question mark. Just before that, there's a sign greater than, and then with that greater than, there is a full stop. It's a period, right? So when you press that, even in, not just here, I mean, even in the DAX, if you're writing like a single DAX you're creating, there also you can use. This allows you to use these images. Many people use this. You can search, I mean, wherever you want. For me, it's showing me the ones which I might have used previously. Again, let me press window and dot. It's not coming. Yeah. So I will prefer this. If you want to search, you can search like, you say arrows. I want arrows. You see, or you'll get all the arrows. I haven't really gone through all these things because my requirement is when I need it, then I search, and I don't Google the extra stuff. So for me, this is the arrow I want. If the result is less than 0, this is the one I want. Okay, so just click here, single click. There we go. And otherwise, what you want? Well, if the result is not less than 0, it means it is positive. So you can write again for if the result is equals to 0, which means sales and cost are same. Then again, you can find out some other icon. I will not do that. I'll just use up arrow and down arrow. Okay, so again, window and period, and I use this single click. Fine. You can just close this, put this in the double quotes, like this. Let's see that. I mean, how this is going to work. So far, this is okay, but we have to make sure that this should be combined with the result also. Otherwise, how will you get that arrow, isn't it? So here in the return statement, I'll use a symbol here. I mean, so that my answer should come with a symbol. Interesting. You can use any other image of the smileys also, red light, green light, all that. So you see, now I've got here the arrow, and this is superb. Now, one more thing that I want to do, that when I'm showing the arrow, why should I show the negative number? Isn't it? I'm not just keep the number as it is. So for that, what is the function? What is the function which converts the negative to positive?
ABS.
Yes, absolute. ABS. So what we will do, we will say that when the result comes, here I think we can do that. Here, let me not do it, because then it's going to convert the negative to positive, and I think we will have a problem. So when the result comes, I'll say absolute. Absolute is a number, guys, which converts the negative to positive. This is the Excel function. Sometimes we really need this number. Okay, so now the number will be positive, and this arrow will show me the story. So obviously, we can have, since we have worked on this so well, so why not do a bit of increase the font size? Let's see how practically it is going to look like. So display units, again, you can change this to thousands as well. First of all, what I do, so here in the visual, here, this is what I should change. Okay, so here you can write the performance instead of this. I can rename this, isn't it? So I can just say that rename this, and I'll simply say you are actually, let me double click, your actual performance.
Profit we can write.
Profit.
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 Yeah.
Profit loss. Profit loss. Okay, or just a profit. I mean, yeah. So when it is negative, it means the profit is down. Yes, I agree. So that's it. And what else we need? In the effect, I go. So I'm just going to make this this one. And visual borders are there. Shadow. Yes, I want shadow in this case. So label, let's first of all pick the label. And let me use something else with this one. And let's go here. Yes. So this way, and I'm going to change also this to airbag is, I mean, I really like this. Can use this as well. I'll go with this one. Yeah. So this is how the visual is created. And so what happens if I want to give some space here? Can I just put some space here? And now we'll meet tomorrow, and we'll start the data modeling. Wait a second. I still have. So I mean, you can write as many functions as you want. You won't practice whatever you have done. Just try to use in this way, in this approach. And if you get stuck, you can ask me. Yeah. So this is created. Nice. Okay. So this is how it is. Yes. Now here. Yes. Then
how do we open the window, the smiley window, the symbol window?
You use this. Let me write this here. Text box. So window sign plus period, which means this dot. This window with a period. We'll see the images. Okay, this is.
Okay, I will not need this window. We start this viewing to use viewing character.
Window icon, that window icon. Just before the space bar, you have that window icon, right? use this,
This is
so if you use, yes. In Excel also, I think it's allowed. Let me press window period. Yeah. So last question that we will do tomorrow. Okay. Find out the total overall sales from the bottom level of 3 countries. Now, this is what I want, that I need to find out the total of my process from the bottom total using this approach. You have done this before, but how about using this approach? I mean, where I can add as many steps. So are you understanding? This is like what? This is like that you can create in every step 1 DAX. So if you have written 10 steps, you can create those 10 DAX formulas in these steps, and you can use that. You can pick any step 3 you can use that in step 5 and then step 8. So this is another way of writing, especially when you have to use a number of DAX functions. So you can use this. All right. So now we will start the data modeling. Okay, that one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many. What is it? And afterwards, we will create the dashboard, and then we will take that dashboard to the cloud. And then, bye-bye.